at any given second, there's 4 million bits and pieces of information coming at your brain, and our brain will only be able to process 3 to 9 pieces of that information. Those 9 pieces is what you call reality. So literally what your reticular activating system is programmed to look out for, that's what we'll call manifesting and perpetuating you in the same timeline. Most of us are walking around life asking poor quality questions. Why isn't it working? Why am I attracting broke people? And the universe or subconscious mind goes, here you go, more broke people. Here's more shitty things. Here's more problems. But when you say, why am I so magnetic? Why am I so love? You're basically stating the opposite in a question form of what you want to believe. You're basically commanding your subconscious mind to go find that fucking answer. Welcome to the Alex Tripod Show, the space where we blend 5D frequency with real world flex. After coaching thousands globally and becoming one of the most trusted and triggering voices in manifestation, I realized you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you're willing to fucking become. So if you're a high achieving entrepreneur who knows that we're born for more wealth, more influence, more unapologetic power, then strap in. This podcast is your permission slip to collapse timelines, rewrite the rules, and embody the version of you that gets everything they came for. Because let's be real, nothing is real, everything's a hologram, and you're about to bend it all in your favor. Let's fucking go. Welcome to today's episode on the Alex Tripod Show. We're going to talk about the number one manifestation tool, trick, hack, whatever you want to call it, that's going to shift you from low vibe to high vibe. That's right. I've used this tool many, many times, and I've given this tool to many, many clients to help them shift from literally not being able to see anything other than all their problems and everything that's not working for them and how fucking shit their day is and how crap their business is and how unorganized they feel and how in the stress state, to literally implementing this tool and within minutes feeling completely different. And the magic of this tool is actually that you're doing the number one thing that they say you need to do when it comes to manifesting the life that you desire. And that is shifting your focus, because what you focus on grows, okay? And depending on what we're saying to ourselves internally, the questions that we're asking ourselves, abracadabra, the words that we're speaking into existence, the timelines that we're activating because our words are casting spells, depending on all these things is literally what is determining what we're focused on in our reality. And I heard this thing ages ago in NLP. I'm probably going to butcher it, but in a nutshell, and I don't know if it's 40 trillion or 4 trillion or even if it's 4 million, but let's go so conservative. So NLP tells us that at any given second, let's just go super conservative, that there's 4 million bits and pieces of information and data coming at us at quantum speed every second. And our brain will distort, delete, or generalize and only be able to filter and process anywhere between 3 bits of information and data to maximum 5 to 9. So let's just say maximum amount that your brain can actually process at any given point in time is 9 pieces of information and data out of the 4 million. And that's conservative. It's probably more like 40 million or 4 trillion, okay? If you know the proper stat, like proper stat, can you pop it in the comments? I'd love to know. Just to context that for you, really think about that. Think about 4 million toothpicks coming at your brain at 1 second. Every second, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million. Every second, there's 4 million new bits and pieces of data information coming at your brain every second. And your brain only has the capacity to pick up anywhere between 3 to 9 pieces of that information. And those toothpicks, those 9 toothpicks that you pick up on is what you call reality. So literally what your reticular activating system is programmed to look out for is the data that it will pick up. It's the toothpicks that it will pick up. And that's what we'll call it manifesting and perpetuating you in the same timeline, which is why sometimes it feels like we're stuck in Groundhog Day. We're stuck in the same timeline loop because people that aren't working on their frequency, people that aren't working on their programming system, people aren't working on upgrading their organic computer, essentially, so to speak, you can't see through new filters. Your filter will keep projecting out the same things because if you've got the same belief systems, the same installed programs, the same dominant emotions that are running your organic computer, out of the 4 million toothpicks coming your way, you're going to keep picking up the similar 5 to 9 toothpicks every second, which means you have the ability to quantum shift every single second, but you're choosing unconsciously to see the same things. So you keep living in the same reality. Because remember, observing is creating. You are rendering your reality as you're observing, because only when you observe the subatomic particle is when the subatomic particle collapses and takes form and goes from a wave of possibility in the field to matter, thing, money, person, laptop, teleprompter, light, couch. It's only a couch because I'm observing that it's a couch. Before that, right now, as I close my eyes, the couch is a field of possibility in the quantum. Fucking trippy, right? Which is why I always say that we have an ethical obligation to observe responsibly. Quick pause, legend. If this episode is landing, then it's time you got inside 5DU. This is my entire life's work in one hub. It's 5D identity work meets business strategy that actually creates results. If you're ready to finally live in overflow, 5DU is your next step. So click the link in the show notes and get inside. Now back to the episode. So now I've got a huge freaking NLP tangent, but now I'm going to give you the tool. What is the one tool that's going to shift you from low vibe to high vibe? This is what a lot of people call ask-formations, which I fucking hate that word. I call them quality questions. So most of us are walking around life asking poor, low quality questions. Why do I always get traffic lights? Why am I always late? Why am I so dumb? Why isn't anyone buying from me? Why is my partner not taking me on a date for 2 months? Why are they so shit? Why am I fat? Why is this so hard? Why are my kids misbehaving? And you're unconsciously either out aloud or internally asking these questions to yourself every single day. Now, when you're asking yourself a question, effectively you're asking the universe, because you are your own universe. Remember, you have your own internal universe inside of your body, and what's going on internally is what's creating your outer universe, your outer world, right? Another way of thinking of this is you're asking unconsciously your quantum computer, which is your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is connected to all versions of you in the quantum. So your subconscious mind is the thing that connects you to all versions of you that exists as a wave state possibility in the quantum. And depending on what you're asking yourself consciously or unconsciously, internally or externally, is what is activating new timelines or the same fucking timelines. So what I mean by a quality question is, instead of saying, why do my launches always flop? Why is it so hard to attract soulmate clients? Why am I always attracting broke people that can't afford to pay for my services? Your job is to be acutely aware of how you're unconsciously just fucking asking yourselves these on automation every single day. And then being like, what do I want to ask my subconscious mind? What do I want to ask the universe? What do I want to ask my quantum computer that is connected to all versions of me in the quantum? So I call these quality questions. And you can get really fun with this, right? So there's going to be an advanced way that you can do this, and there can be a really simple way to do this. A really simple way is like, why am I so magnetic? Why does the universe love me so much? Why am I God's favorite child? Why does everyone want to work with me? Why am I literally in category 1 and in a league of my own? Why am I giant in the coaching industry? Why do I attract fuck yes all in painful clients? Why do people froth to work with me? Why are my sales exploding? Why is this so easy? Why is everything I launch turn to gold? Why does everything I touch turn to gold? Why am I so amazing? Why is life so good to me? Why am I so magical? Why am I so powerful? Right? So these are very simple, basic quality questions. A bit more advanced might look like at a problem in your life. So for example, I have a client, and right now she's experienced a bit of like disorganization. Like, oh, this person is not doing that. My team's not performing here. And she could easily go into chaos, right? She could easily go into like, I feel unorganized. My nervous system feels fried. Nothing is working. And so instead, she's like, you know what I did, Alex? I just implemented your quality questions and I got your template, and I really got specific on quality questions specific to my business. So it's like, what would it take to attract the right support in my business that would completely transform this problem? Why are my sales team working so amazing? So you're getting really specific, and you're basically stating the opposite in a question form of what you want to believe. Now, the power of this is you're basically commanding your subconscious mind to go find that fucking answer. That's the magic of this. But too many of us are asking questions like, why isn't it working? Why am I attracting broke people? And the universe or subconscious mind goes, here you go, more broke people. Yes, here you go. Because why? The universe only knows yes. It doesn't know no. So when you say, why is this so hard? Why is this happening to me? Universe goes, yes. Here's more shitty things. Here's more problems. But when you say, why am I so magnetic? Why am I so loved? Why am I attracting clients that love to pay me on the daily? The universe also says yes. It does not know no. It only knows yes. So remember, you've got your basic, why am I so magnetic? Why is this so easy? Like, again, this is instantly shifting your focus to the point that I've used this in mornings where I've felt like really low energy and I've got like a big coaching call to deliver or something. And like, I could easily go and like, oh, why do I have to do this? I don't feel like it. Why am I so low energy today? And as soon as I detect that, like one of my top quality questions on my list is, why am I vibrating so high today? Why am I so full of energy? So I'll literally go on a rant about how much energy I have, but I'll ask it in question form. So it'll pierce my subconscious mind or my quantum computer and it's like, I know it sounds crazy, but literally within minutes, I'll instantly feel a shift in my energy. And you can instantly use this to instantly feel a shift in the way you're perceiving the problems in your business, because it's the way you're perceiving it and it's the questions you're asking yourself. What does Tony Robbins say? The quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality of the questions you ask yourself on a daily basis. So what questions are you asking yourself on a daily basis? Are they propelling you forward? Are they forcing your brain to look for solutions? Are you commanding your quantum computer and your subconscious mind to look for solutions? Or are you looking at why it's not going right and perpetuating the same shit? The last advanced part of this that I want to give you is you want to use something called presuppositions. Presuppositions means you're presupposing the answer already. So it could be like, what would it take to XYZ? How can I da 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 da? What would it take to call in even more soulmate clients that are a fuck yes to working with me now? So even more means it's already happening, but you want it to happen even more on a higher level. So just if you don't fully know what I mean by presuppositions, like you might even want to go into chat, create basic quality questions, and then say like, hey chat, how can I use the power of NLP and automatic suggestion and presuppositions to actually carefully craft quality questions specific to my business needs and shift them from problems to presupposing that I already have the answer and that things are already working for me. So this is also something I do every single day. I have a note section in my phone. I do my gratitude rants, my magical script, my self-concept, my quality questions, and a whole lot of other things that I do every morning. And they're very specific to my business. I even do things like, why is my sex life on fire? Why am I in the best fucking relationship in the world? Why are clients fucking DMing me every single day saying, give me the fucking payment link, I'm all in? Like, I get very specific and they're really fun. And to be honest, it's really hard to be negative about life and about business, even if I'm having a shit day after I've read out these quality questions. So go craft up your quality questions. Go have fun with this. Make them light, make them fun, make them business specific. Look at where you've been complaining in your life. Look at where you've been asking yourself shitty, poor, low quality questions, and how can you reframe that and flip the switch and start asking your quantum computer quality questions so it does its fucking job that it's meant to as a subconscious freaking supercomputer, and it goes and hunts around and finds you the golden answer that you are seeking that's available to you right now. I will see you on the next episode of the Alex Tripod Show. And if you love this tool and you want to learn about how else I use my morning routine and other for high vibe practices and quality questions and things like this, especially around how your brain works, NLP, how we're filtering information, how beliefs create reality, how nothing's real, it's all a hologram, and you want to deeply understand the science behind manifestation, this is something I go super deep on in my 90-minute movie/documentary. I've literally collapsed $1 million worth of research and investing in myself and 9 years of embodiment, results, and wisdom in this 90-minute documentary. This is why I made it. It encapsulates my entire obsession of everything I know about manifestation. So if you've been listening to the podcast, or maybe this is the first episode you've ever listened to, and you haven't watched that movie, go invest $11, which will be the best fucking $11 of your life, and go buy that movie now. The link is in the show notes. I'll see you in the movie. Thanks for tuning into the Alex Tripod Show. If this episode activated something inside of you, leave a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify and hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you never miss a frequency drop, because this isn't just a podcast, it's a mission to raise the vibration of humanity, to awaken millions, to build new earth, one lit up legend at a time. And if you're ready to go deeper, wilder, and all in on your soul's legacy, come play on Instagram at Alex Tripod. I'm there daily dropping codes, calling out bullshit, and helping you manifest the life you actually want. Let's keep playing big, because we're only just getting started.